cracking.
Hey everyone.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Blitzen here.
So for those of you guys who don't know who Jake Paul is, here's a bit of a summary as to what he is. Alright, so now we got that out of the way, let's get into this. So Jake Paul is how did I say this? Exceedingly white. So Jake Paul, big YouTuber, whatever the heck you want to call it. He has gotten himself into a wee bit of trouble. Just a tiny bit, possible 1 year misdemeanor type trouble, all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, today we're going to be discussing Jake Paul and him possibly facing prison time for allegedly, at least I do have to kind of give that bit of a disclaimer, allegedly recording a apology to his neighbors, because there's been a lot of disturbances going on, and I'll play those news clips so you guys can kind of get some context as to what's going on between him and his neighbors.
He rents a large house in an upscale West Hollywood neighborhood, and this tight-knit community has become the new setting for many of his pranks and performances.
The neighbors hate me. The neighbors hate me. But I'm still gonna flip and send it.
He apparently makes his address no secret, and that piece of information draws an endless stream of fans, mostly young girls, the day we visited, and their parents to the property.
He's funny. Savage.
Savage?
Yeah.
A recent stunt involved tossing furniture into an empty pool and setting the pile on fire. Neighbors say flames eventually grew higher than the house, and as the pit was burning and smoking, they were fuming.
Jake, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why? Okay. I have one question for you.
Yeah?
What are those?
And this happens almost every day, right?
It is every day, yeah. And Kilkia is a parallel street to Crescent Heights, and it connects with Melrose. So it's a thoroughfare for people to cut through traffic. It's a heavily trafficked street anyway. And so our main concern at this point is just the safety issue that having all of these people literally loitering for, when I mean hours, I mean 5 to 6 hours. Some people are there. Some people have been there all freaking day. You have parents who are dropping their kids off, parking the car in the middle of the street, dropping their kids off, and these kids are so fixated that their situational awareness is zero. And literally, they're running right in front of cars coming down the street. It's happened to me several times. It's happened to the neighbors several times. And at this point, it's not a matter of if it happens, but when it happens. And we, our concern is obviously for the safety of our families, but also, we don't want anything to happen to these kids. As much as they're a pain in the ass, we don't want anything to happen to them.
So he goes over to his neighbor's house and he apologizes. Now, California, along with 11 other states, is what we call an all-party consent state. For those of you guys who don't know, or who live outside the U.S. who just don't know. So basically, if you live in an all-party consent state, what that means is you have to actually get consent from the person that you are recording before you can actually record the conversation. Now, like I said before, California is one of these states. And what Jake Paul ended up doing, allegedly, like I said in the beginning of the video, allegedly was recorded the apology that he made without actually getting permission from his neighbors, which breaks the law. Now, the penalty for this, if the prosecutor decides to charge the crime of eavesdropping as a misdemeanor, the maximum penalties are a fine of up to $2,500, up to 1 year in county jail, or both. But if it is charged as a felony, then eavesdropping is punishable by up to 16 months, 2 years, or 3 years in state prison, and a $2,500 fine, or both. So yeah, now as you can see, Jake Paul has gotten himself into a wee bit of a problem, obviously. Now my thoughts on this are pretty simple. In all honesty, I find it very suspicious that he actually recorded the apology without the neighbor's permission, because it's a very simple question, like, hey, I'm going to apologize to you for all the stuff we've done, all the crazy antics. Can I record you this apology so I can upload it? And if they're cool with it, then fine. If not, respect that. That's kind of the thing. That's why it's called a two-party consent state. Jake Paul, of course, allegedly did not abide by this. So I do find it very strange that he would not, because well, let me explain why. Now, the reason probably was to save face, in all honesty. I think the reason why he did it was he just wanted to get out the fact that they apologized. I also think it's extremely funny, however, how he, like, whenever he's interviewed by the news team, your neighbors have been having a bit of an issue here. Well, what do you have to say to this? Here's what they do. It's, prepare for a cringe fest. Please, just prepare for a cringe fest. Thank you.
A lot of the neighbors are complaining. A lot of the neighbors are complaining. They're very upset.
No, why? Why?
They say that you've created a living hell out here. That it's like a circus.
Yeah, it is.
All the fans.
I mean, but
the
people like
stunts,
going to
the-
circuses, right?
What do you say to the neighbors though that are upset? Then they're really upset.
No, I honestly.
Can't beat them, join them.
No, I'm honestly, yeah, it's terrible. It's a bad situation. No, I feel bad for them, for sure. There's nothing we could do, though. The Jake Paulers are the strongest army out there. Dab.
So, with all that being said, do I think Jake Paul should go to prison? Kind of, not gonna lie. Obviously, the law was broken here. Now, to continue my thoughts on Jake Paul, I think Jake Paul is what we Americans would refer to as a douche. Totally just doesn't care for other people. You know, very inconsiderate to his neighbors. Very inconsiderate of the law when he records the apology, you know, and stuff like that. I think the worst part about Jake Paul, though, and I can't, well, no, scratch that. I can blame him for this, and I will blame him for this, is his fans. You go on any, like you remember not too long ago, a lot of people, especially commentary channels, are making Jake Paul videos. You guys might not remember it, but there is such just a really huge backlash against those people by Jake Paul fans, and I kind of expect a few comments from what do they call this gang? The Low Gang. All right, yes, let's just do this. All right, got this. Boom. All right, there you go. Ooh, yes, sorry, 64 ounces, that's the good stuff. Right now, I just need to add this to cart. Once the initial charm wears off, it's just kind of just nothing there. Just some kid, like, recording himself doing some mundane stuff. Like, there's not even like humor into it, and anything that's intended to be humor, just really just him kind of being a nuisance to society, you know? I think the fact that he might actually face jail time may very well be the final nail in the coffin for Jake Paul. Who knows, maybe sometime from now, we may not have to deal with Jake Paul anymore on YouTube. Who knows? The whole site, with the exception of the Low Gang, is turning against this guy. Like, everyone is calling for justice against this guy. Now that he might actually be facing jail time, that may soon actually happen. Who knows, guys? Maybe in the near future, we won't have to deal with Jake Paul anymore. So, guys, that'll be it for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, don't forget to drop a like down below and comment what videos you guys want me to do next. And subscribe to keep up to date with all of my videos. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.